Hold on a second, I hit the wrong button. Thanks for your patience here. This is Fantastic Comics and Art, the live show, second episode this week today. Thank you for your patience. I know I'm a little bit after 11. We had a last minute diaper change to attend to, but all is good now and all is dry. So I'm not seeing a lot of people in here yet. I'm just going to give everybody a couple minutes. I know I was the late guy here, and like I said, this is still kind of new to me, so that I know we're not going to get too many people. But that's okay. I'm going to also save this and hopefully have that up later on. Uh, I am simulcasting on both YouTube and Facebook. So if you're not seeing me here, hopefully you're seeing me there, and vice versa. So just going to give everybody a couple minutes here. I do have a planned, an unplanned, I should say, last minute treat for everybody. I actually got an unboxing, a live unboxing to do because I received a damaged package this morning. This was a a delayed package, I should say, from Southside Comics. I've used them before, great store out of Pittsburgh, and I was about to open it up and I saw this nasty little sticker on it. It says it was received damaged. So hopefully nothing inside is damaged. The box itself looks like it's in good shape, so I'm hopeful. I'm going to show everything in here except for one item because that is a gift for Sean from Fat Moose Comics, who will be celebrating their 40th anniversary on April 1st. Big party April 2nd if you're in the area. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Thanks again for joining to anybody who's here. I think there's only one person here at this point, to be honest with you. But that's okay. So it's just some random news for this week, and it's also going to kind of transition into what I have planned on my channel this week. Let's see. The Batman film continues to dominate the box office. There's no surprise there because there really isn't that many, there really aren't, I should say, that many films playing at this point. And the films that are playing have kind of, it looks like, gotten out of the way of the Batman film. Hey, Super Honorable, how are you, sir? Oh, I can't read your whole message. I saw something about your mom's birthday. Let's see. I can't see it, but if that's the case, that's totally cool. Happy birthday to your mom. I hope all is well, my friend. You'll be able to catch this on a replay at some point. So as I was saying, the Batman film is continuing to dominate the box office. Paul Dano, who is the actor who plays the Riddler, and I'm not giving away any spoilers. I haven't seen the film myself. I'm just waiting for HBO Max to hit. Is going to be penning a 6-issue DC Black series for DC Comics called The Riddler Year One. At least that's what it's being called at this point. It's going to be a 6-issue bi-monthly series, meaning it's going to be coming out every other month. So you're going to have an entire year of the Riddler. I wonder if DC is going to market it like that, that this is the year of the Riddler. And again, it's going to be penned by Paul Dano, the actor who plays the Riddler in the just released Batman film. Um, I'm not really hopeful, to be honest with you, as far as an actor who has written comics before, if they transition to a good writer. The only other time I could really remember seeing that, well, I shouldn't say the only other time, but I remember recently Danny DeVito. Hey, my cousin Lisa from Italy is watching. Hello. I'm going to say buongiorno here. I know it's not morning where you are, but hello. Um, yeah, I know that recently I had read, I think it's the Arkham Asylum or the Arkham Villains series, and that had Danny DeVito pen a story as the Penguin, and I'll be honest with you, the story just wasn't good. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe Paul Dano will do a great job. Here's hoping. Um, Marvel Comics #1, which has been called one of the top 3 comics in the world of comic book collecting, recently sold for a record of $2.4 million this week to a private collector. This was called the pay copy, and this copy, and I urge you to look online if you haven't seen it already. This copy is unique because it actually has the publisher's handwritten notes on top of the cover showing what each artist and writer who worked on the book got paid. and that book came out in 1939, which forget about me being around. You know, forget about me even being a thought. I think that was before that. Yeah, that was before my parents were even born. Um, in a related article, by the way, from 360 Reports, because I can't read my handwriting, so that's what we're going with. It was off of Yahoo. It says that the comic book industry is expected to go on an increase. Hey, Brian, straight off your live stream. Thank you, sir. Brian LCS is watching us. If you don't know Brian, I would suggest that you check out his YouTube channel. Great, great content. He does a great live stream. He did Breakfast with Brian's. That was great this morning. So, as I was saying, the comic book industry is going to continue to grow at a rate of 3.3%, averaging in 2026 a $4.69 billion industry. So next time somebody says comics are dead, keep that in mind. And of that 4.69 billion, I'm pretty sure that at least 1.5 of that are just variants. Let's see, what else do I have here? The other big news item that happened this week, the trailer for the highly anticipated, at least the series I've been highly anticipating, Ms. Marvel television show on Disney Plus dropped. I was happy with the trailer. It seems like reactions are generally positive. I have heard of a fair amount of people who are upset because it looks like her power set is a little bit different than they were in the books. But I contend that, to me at least, she wasn't the type of story, to be honest with you, that relayed on the powers. And I know that a lot of people are going to jump on me for that. I thought it was more of a story about the girl itself. But really, the point I wanted to hit on is I read some other reactions from people. I'm going to talk about this on one of my videos this week. A lot of people were just harping on the fact that she's Muslim. Um, I actually got into a Facebook discussion, which I typically don't do, on politics, because a lot of people were saying, well, how dare they cast a Muslim, have a series about a Muslim character. Um, I would love to go on and tell you how the exchange went, but all I can say is stay tuned, watch my video this week, because I think it was a good discussion. It was very kind of eye-opening, at least in my opinion. By the way, if it's your first time here or first time watching, go ahead and comment. If you have a YouTube channel, I encourage you to go ahead and list your channel name here. I'm always looking to watch new channels and just network with comic book people and just people who want to connect in general. I was just on Brian LCS's feed earlier today and actually wrote down the names of a couple people who are watching that I intend to check out their channels. And that's really the only way that we continue to get this hobby to grow. So let's see. Let me show you what I picked up this week. I didn't buy anything this week. These are things I had bought prior and just came to me. And from there, I'm going to give you that unboxing. Let's see. Where did I put everything? Here we go. And then I'm going to talk about what I read this week, just my impressions. So the first thing, this was my first purchase off of Hip Comics. And again, I'm live streaming to both YouTube and Facebook, so you'll see me go back and forth here. This was X-Men Classic number 98. I know that this is not a big key book or anything like that. I'm just filling in a run. And, you know, I figure let me jump on it before the X-Men Classic keys continue to jump up, just like all the other X-Men keys, I should say. Last week I talked that my LCS unfortunately got the wrong cover of Hawkeye number 4. It's a series I have been following, but I saw this variant and I wanted to have it because it reminded me of Chef Carl Ruiz. And I did get it finally. This is the Pizza Dog cover. Yes, that's right. You do not put pineapple on pizza. Never. Never, never, never. It's not pizza at that point. I don't know what it is. Being from North Jersey, I feel like I'm a pizza aficionado, and I can tell you that it's not pizza. Okay, going into this next, I did get 2 variant copies of the 10 Deaths of Wolverine. I believe this is the Josh Cassara cover. If I'm wrong, just let me know. I can't see the comments, but I'll look at them at some point. Very cool cover. I have all those issues so far. I have not read them yet. I'm going to just read them in one sitting. Same with the 10 Lives of Wolverine as well. This is the Injuk Lee cover. It's very cool. And I'll be honest with you, I only got these because it was one of those deals that you have to hit a certain number to get free shipping. So I was just took the opportunity to fill in some holes and get some stuff that was on sale. This is a variant of Excalibur, the most recent run. I think this is, yeah, number one. This is the Mike Del Mundo cover. Very cool. Jubilee, it looks like kind of Big League Chew. Mike Del Mundo, if you're unfamiliar, is one of my favorite artists. I do have a video. I did a nice little kind of, I don't want to say retrospect, but a good amount of discussion on his videos and on his work, and I do recommend that you go into my videos and take a look at that. Next was She-Hulk Annual number one. This is the last volume, the prior volume when they had the Acts of Evil. My LCS, for whatever reason, did not get this one, so I was playing a little bit of catch-up. So we have She-Hulk up against Bullseye. I don't know, it doesn't seem like in a contest to me, but I'll have to read it and let you know later this week. X-Force, this is volume 1, number 24. Again, I took the opportunity to fill in a couple of holes. These were like 50-cent specials, to be honest with you, I believe. And Generation X, that's a title you probably didn't think you'd hear. Volume 1, this is back from when I graduated high school, 1997, number 28. And this was a little bit further into the series, I guess into the second year. You could see that Chris Bachalo had already exited the title, but yeah, I'm not quite sure who the artist itself is. I'd have to look that up. Okay, so let's go to the unboxing portion. Again, this was a order I put in from Southside, and Southside I've used quite a few times before. They're a comic book store out of the Pittsburgh area, and they do their shipping really well. And I was kind of surprised. It'd be great if I cut this open, huh? I don't see my scissor. Oh well. I was kind of surprised that this package was delayed, but seeing it this morning with that big damaged mail sticker on it, I kind of get it. I understand. Alright, hold on. I don't see my scissor, but I have one of my... Yep, I dropped something. One of my gardening tools handy here. I'm just going to use that to open the package. Okay. So again, this was slapped with the received in damaged condition sticker, if you didn't see the beginning of the stream. So I'm kind of curious to see if everything arrived in one piece here. I'm going to show you almost everything. The only thing I'm not going to show is a gift I have for my LCS owner who is celebrating 40 years of the store being open this year. So far, it looks promising. The box wasn't damaged. The bags are okay. The bagged books that they wrapped it in are okay. And again, I attribute this to Southside just being excellent packers. I can tell you that's one of my pet peeves, and I'm sure many people would agree with me, when you go and spend money on a book and it comes damaged because they just didn't take care of it. Okay, so the first book, this is the one I'm not showing. Maybe I'll show that at a later point. Again, it's a gift, and I know that Sean watches my content, so I don't want to spoil the gift. But I did get She-Hulk number 1, the regular cover. This is one I couldn't get a hold of. This is volume 3 or 4 at this point. I think volume 4. Okay, the regular copy of X Lives, 10 Lives of Wolverine number 1. This is, again, I read this online, but my LCS, for whatever reason, did not get it. Actually, I do know the reason. They told me that Diamond changed the barcode on them at the last minute. Another copy of 10 Lives of Wolverine, but this is the Peach Momoko cover. Very cool. I like Peach Momoko stuff in general. Some of it is not great, but I just pick up what I like. You don't have to get every variant to support an artist. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to put this one aside and come back to it because I need two hands for that. These are two more variants for X Deaths of Wolverine, 10 Deaths of Wolverine. Very cool. Again, I haven't read the series yet, but from what I understand, it looks like he's almost kind of like a Terminator version of Wolverine, as in he comes from the future. And that one actually kind of reminded me of, and this is just my little my little thing, I guess you could say. It kind of reminds me of that painting Woman in Gold for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's the gold, but that's just me. And here's another one, 10 Deaths of Wolverine. Very, very cool cover. Okay, and I'm going to show you, you probably guessed what this one is. And again, these were on sale. This is the X Lives and X Deaths. I can't remember the artist's name, but you put the two halves together. Very, very cool. Showing it to YouTube and to Facebook. And I know that there are apps that let you stream both at once. I don't have that yet. It might be something I dive into a little bit later on, but this is what I have for now. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the books I read this week and just give you some of my general impressions. I didn't do a whole lot of reading this week, but I think you'll find it's a little bit more diverse. I will say this, there are 3 comics that I just could not get into this week, and I struggled to the point where I stopped. I might try to pick them up and read them again, but no sir, I didn't like them. But let's get into it. This is one that I did quite enjoy. This is Monstrous number 36. Monstrous is a comic from Image, written by Marjorie Liu and art by Sana Takeda. I apologize to Sana if I mispronounced the name. This is a spectacular book. Unlike really anything out there right now, it's a little bit fantasy, a little bit, I would say, Japanese inspired. It's a little cumbersome to explain the overall plot at this point because we are 36 issues in. That's the 3rd volume. I do believe that this is the last volume of that series. I would urge you, if you're interested in getting into that, to either read up either online or go to your LCS and get some trade paperbacks or even some hardcover. It is a great, great series. Very unique. Nothing like it right now. Okay, now I have Wonder Girl number 7. And I believe this is the cover B. This is a series that I didn't enjoy. I only got this one because it's the last issue of the series. I'm not going to be continuing into the, I think it's the Amazon's Attack or the Amazon's story. But it did kind of realize that it did just kind of pull a little trick on me. As far as I knew, the art has always been by Joelle Jones, the art and the writing. I don't know if this has been throughout the series or if this just occurred, but I realized that the artist was replaced and Joelle Jones did not do the art on this, but instead they have somebody in here who is just like her. Leia DeLuca. And I mean, you could distinguish it just a little bit, to be honest with you, but it's almost spot on Joelle Jones. Maybe Joelle Jones did do like 1 or 2 pages, but it doesn't indicate that. I mean, as far as the story goes, this has some major kind of pacing issues that really kind of slowed it down for me. I'll kind of give you an example. It's all within the first couple pages. I'm going to say there's possible spoilers, but really it's not a great story, so if I spoiled it for you, I apologize. I understand they're trying to do kind of like a meanwhile kind of setup here, but they keep flashing between her and then the other Amazons at the other side of the gate just for a quick moment. And I understand the tension that she's trying to build in it, but I just think it was executed poorly. Overall, I'm kind of glad the series is done. I'm a little let down because I thought that it was a possibility for a really good character that just kind of went nowhere. Hopefully they're able to do something with her soon. Next, Black Widow number 13. This is the standard cover. This is a great, great series. Uh, Probably one of my favorites that are coming out now. And this is the standard Adam Hughes cover. He's been doing great covers for it as well. This is a story from Black Widow's past. I'm going to say this is probably the late to mid 80s Widow. You can tell by her costume. Again, I'm showing both YouTube and Facebook. And yeah, it's really a story of her building up the major villain in her series. But I have to tell you, I've collected the Black Widow solo series for probably the past 10 years. This one is my favorite so far. Nothing against the other two volumes. They were all done great. Phil Noto and Mark Waid and Chris Samney did some great, great work in those books. This right now is the best. Let's see. Now, I did read She-Hulk number 1. I only had the variant up until now. This is the regular, this is the Adam Hughes variant. I know this is one of those books that they came out with like 10,000 variants for. And in this case, this was the only one that my LCS had left for me. Um, Needless to say, great, great, great series. I've been following She-Hulk since the Dan Slott days, so you're talking maybe about that in the last 15, 20 years or so. Um, this is kind of somewhere in between his run and I wouldn't say the Sewell run, maybe the run prior to this. I can't think of the writer's name that did the last run, right following Civil War 2. If I'm not mistaken, I think that she's the writer who's on Detective Comics right now. And that was a good run. It was a more serious, serious tone. I think the art really kind of hampered it, in my opinion at least. Um, but this kind of finds a tone in between Dan Slott and that serious tone. I highly recommend that. I think that was my favorite book I read this week, to be honest with you. Serial number 10 from Terry Moore's Abstract Studios. This is the final issue of the series. It ended well. I love Terry Moore's work. I'm not. I'm trying not to follow it further. I've read his Rachel Rising series and also the Motor Girl and Monkey Boy series. Um, Serial was good. It ends on a cliffhanger, just as a spoiler alert, which kind of makes me feel a certain way. But oh well. Okay. I have Nocterra. This is the Blacktop Bill special. Very good read. Snyder surprises us in the first couple pages, and I like the little twist that he did. And he's really kind of solidifying Blacktop Bill as a good nemesis for Nocterra. And quite frankly, I thought that it was time for that story to get something like that in here. On the other hand, Nocterra number 7, which I also read, this is the start of the second volume. I didn't really care for it, and I'll tell you why. It was kind of like a tonal shift, I think, from the first volume, for me at least. I had liked the concept of here's Nocterra by herself in this apocalyptical world with her younger brother. And in this one, it's turned almost more into like a team book, and there's a lot of exposition in it, and I felt like it kind of dragged it down. So I'm hoping that they're able to kind of clear that up soon. Um, Again, that's Nocterra number 7. I'll be checking out the future issues, but if it continues like that, I'm going to have to just drop it. So now I'm going to show you the 3 books I have that I couldn't finish. And I'll tell you why I picked these up too, because these are 2 series, I should say, that I don't typically follow. This first one I did read one of the entire volumes of the Jeff Johns volume, but this one's not doing it for me. This is Green Lantern number 10, and I picked this up because of the artwork in here. There's 2 artists, particularly both of these issues, that I really enjoy. The first is Maria Laura Santapo, Italian artist, very, very good. She did some great work on Sensational Wonder Woman. I don't quite know why they have so many artists in here, but you know, it is a little bit jarring to me, at least, when you have 2 drastically different artists in here. The story, again, maybe because I'm jumping midway into it, I couldn't really comprehend, and I struggled with big time. So it was kind of like, I can't read this any longer. but I might check that out again shortly, just to see if I could get through it. And then Green Lantern number 11, same issue here. The other artist who was on the last book too, uh, that I really look forward to reading is Tom Rainey, and reason being is that Tom Rainey is somebody who frequents my LCS, from what I understand. In addition, he really helped out my LCS a lot. When COVID hit, and here in New Jersey we had shutdowns like crazy, um, comic book stores suffered, and my friend Sean had just taken over the store. So it's like, okay, January the store is mine, and February everybody's shut down. Um, Cooking with Stupid, which if you're not familiar with, is another YouTube channel who does charity auctions once a month, decided we're going to do an auction to help benefit Fat Moose. They've done it for several LCSs in our area here, local comic book shops, if you're unfamiliar. And Tom Rainey was nice enough to sketch, and I believe his wife inked some original artwork, which was auctioned off, and got a good deal of money for the store. So I will always support Tom Rainey whenever I can. He's actually going to be one of the artists, I also believe, at Fat Moose's 40th anniversary party that I've spoken to nauseam about today. And the last book that I started to read, I guess you could say, and didn't, was I figured let me try to give the regular copy of Hawkeye Kate Bishop number 4 a read. I couldn't do it. Again, I understand that I'm coming in midway into the story, but honestly, what stopped it for me, I was going to put it down, but I figured let me show you. The artwork. I just didn't enjoy the artwork. And I could be wrong. This is artwork by Balam. Let me see. I don't know the first name. Enid Balam. It's just something I don't enjoy. And look, this is just my opinion. If this is what you like, this is what you like. That's perfectly fine. I could be wrong, but I believe that she was the artist on the most recent volume of X Factor. And if that's the case, I certainly don't like it. But again, it wasn't for me. I may try to give it another read just because, but I don't know, didn't do it for me. That's everything I have to discuss for this week. I know this is shorter than last week's show. I like to think I was kind of... Oh, I'm sorry. There was one other thing I did want to bring up. See, before I put my foot in my mouth. Disney did announce that there's going to be another Spider-Man series coming, a limited series, called Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. From what I understand, it kind of sounds like it's a alternate universe type of title. Spider-Man is in Los Angeles. And what kind of struck out to me, two things. One good, one not so good. The first is he's going to face off against Demon Bear, which, if you're unfamiliar, is the villain from the New Mutants, most recently the terrible New Mutants film. It's just kind of weird. I never pictured that would be a villain we would see Spider-Man face off against. And then the other thing that kind of stuck out to me, and this is the not so good detail in my opinion, was it'll be written by Taboo of the Black Eyed Peas. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of shell shock from Wolverine Origins, but I'm not interested in seeing the Black Eyed Peas, or as some would refer to it, Fergie and Friends, jump back into the comic book world, especially after that terrible X-Men Origins Wolverine film where Will.i.am just kind of ruined John Wraith, in my opinion, of course. It's not a title I'll read in print, at least. The whole Demon Bear thing did sound interesting to me, but I don't know, Taboo kind of has me scared away from that, so I'll be checking that one out digitally. That is actually the end of the information I do have for this week. If you are tuning in for the first time, or if you've just jumped in, remember I am running a giveaway on my channel. For details, go back into my videos and take a look at my 1-year video. That'll give you all of the details that you have. There is one really good contestant right now, contender I should say, and I'm going to speak about that actually on my videos coming up for this week. But again, you're not too late to enter. You can enter up until March 31st, and then I'm going to announce the winner. And again, it's your opportunity to win either comics, artwork, or a donation to a charity of your choice. Yes, I would donate to the Ukrainian aid, of course, as well. I know some people have asked me about that. I don't know why they were asking specifically. If I would, of course I would. As long as it's a real charity and not an acronym for cash, I'll go ahead and donate on your behalf. Again, details about that are in my 1-year anniversary video, which you can find in my channel. But thank you for giving me some time here on your Saturday, and thank you again for checking out my content. I do appreciate you coming by. If you've not subscribed already, go ahead and do so. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends. Nothing more I have to say. If you have any feedback, I'm very welcome to it. Just go ahead and leave a comment either on my Instagram or on the comments of this video. But thanks again for checking me out. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, love, and comics. Take care.